Yo, what's up guys? Siege video, round 3 of the tournament, or also known as the quarterfinals. So we made it to this part like every Siege so far, every Siege tournament. Let's see if we can get any better this time. Well, probably you already seen the results, but let's see my fights. I went in for some more try-hard teams than I normally do, so some AOs might look different than from what I normally do, because normally I just go in, I just use whatever I have runed up, high rune quality, I just go in, I bruiser a lot of stuff. In this case, I just went in really specific, really try hard, switched a lot of runes, that kind of stuff. So everyone does, that's supposedly what you're doing in the Siege tournament. Well, this offense, you see me use it all the time. This is Poseidon, since the buff of Poseidon, that his third skill doesn't glance, it's just insanely strong. Like, even if you miss armor breaks, you slow them, you still crit on water. Tiana still does a reasonable amount of damage. It's just really easy that way. Also, you have the S2 Silence. It's just an insanely good unit. This is so much better than Zyros. So this was their signature defense. Clara lead, which is a 30 resistance lead, with Changpeng and Zerath. And they're all like 100% resistance, I guess. They're all Vio, so they're not that fast. I did miss Zerath here, which was a little bit of an issue, because currently you can't push back, but yeah, and then also that didn't push back. That thing still had like the good AI. And then Armageddon, but Armageddon without armor break, it's painful, but it's not the worst. Like, you can survive it. If that thing would have proc there, it could have been an issue. But in the end, I got the procs on my side, which helps out quite some. Oh, he got the resists on his side, so I think we're fair. I think we're fair. But either all, this team, like, you see me use it all the time. This is pretty much one of the most OP teams. It still has some RNG factor in it from resist, but it's pretty. So they started using Galleon, Clara plus Guillaume. For the people that don't know how to say Guillaume, it's Guillaume in French for some reason. I don't know why. Just write Guillaume with double O or something. I don't know. But yeah, Light Golem, really OP against this. It's pretty easy with a Light Golem, Bomber. There's nothing too much gonna happen. The thing is, what you have to watch out with if you go for a light tank, let's say a Halfas or a Light Golem in this case, do not have 100% resistance, because you want that unit to be armor broken. I had it in the past that I didn't, or that I did have 100% resistance, and then the only unit that was not armor broken was my tank, and then they start focusing the other units, and you're like, whoops. So yeah, either or, then it's pretty easy. So as you can see, most of these fights are pretty like insta clears, that kind of stuff. I did a whole bunch of those. This one is not one of them, but this is one that I show like all the time. You know how it works. You know this one pretty much always wins. You've seen the other videos. That's a pretty nice proc though. But yeah, you've seen the other videos. This is one of the most safe offenses that I have against the MSTs. And let's just fast forward a bit. Like, you just hit whatever feels like most useful for that scenario to hit. In this case, I went a lot of the Elucia S3s on Martinas and then killing off the Shina. Mostly I killed the Shina first, but it's just like whatever fits better. In this time, the rotations just fit better to keep the... if you focus one unit and you bring the other unit down, it also helps that Triana starts healing the unit that's lower HP. So if you sleep one and then you start hitting the other one, then the sleep is not really removed, because Triana always heals the lowest HP target, or with the most debuffs or something like that. But yeah, if there's just a sleep, she's gonna heal someone else. So yeah. But then you know how it works. This was a little bit a longer one. It takes a while, but in the end it always wins. And then Triana has to die to water units. It also takes a little bit, and then you're done. Axe up yo ass. Well, that's win number 4 already. Yeah, going fast today, going fast. Well, also don't really want to bore you with offenses you've seen all time already. So in this case, the twins were the same, but I changed my Asher a bit. My Asher is currently 100% resist, which I think is better for this case. So let's see how that goes. Twins are still the good ones, pretty much the same. I do have Talia moving first, which some say is not good, some say it is good. The reason for that is if you do attack buff and you do S3, this has a lot of chance to bring her really low. Well, in this case, it would have killed right away. But even without the armor break, like you can still get an armor break because the Sabrina S1 lands first. But there's a more like multi-hit on the other way around, because if you do Talia S3 as a finisher, you technically have a multi-hit of 3. If you do Sabrina S2 as a finisher, her hit is 3 times and then Talia's hit is 2. So that's a multi-hit of 5. So it's way more likely to clear out the Triana. But that's my opinion. Some people say the other way around is better because then she does more damage. But yeah, also her S1 does 50% extra damage of the Talia when shit is lower HP. So either or, it's kind of both same. So then fighting their signature defense again. We were in the Discord chat and we're talking like a lot about like what to do, what to take, and I legit just RTA'd this guy. Like a lot of people, we know the saying of like, you got TOA hard. Well, I just RTA'd this guy. I went in with a heavy damage Okeanos, and you just reset the units, they don't do anything. Yeah, then it's super fine as well, right? So yeah, we had a good time on Discord, but I was in the Discord call, I think, for like pretty much the whole siege. So we started at 12, and I think I left like 2-3 hours before the siege timer ran out. So I was probably in that Discord call for like, what, 10 hours? It was a little bit long, but I had a good time. That's the cool thing about this siege. You also like interact with your guild a lot more. So yeah, this is one of those teams you don't see me use too much. I do have like a pretty fine copper and bulldozer runed up, and I knew that this Raoul was not that fast. Most Raouls will be on Violent or will be on Despair, probably Despair. And if you just know it's on Despair, like there's pretty much no way you can survive a copper. It's just really difficult to survive a copper like in any scenario. I could have S1 here maybe, but I felt it was pretty tricky, so I just went for the S3. But yeah, we tried on our own, like making coppers to survive, or like making stuff to survive coppers. You probably need somewhere around like 60 plus K HP with like crazy artifact. And that's just really difficult. Maybe my Skogel could have survived. We started using Skogels again. I don't think we will use Skogels again in the future, but it was just something to maybe like have the enemy have something that they were not prepared for. Also, Lucian, I don't Lucian that much in Siege, but yeah, of course I have a really fine Lucian, so I can easily do that when needed. And then this Marsha was like, no, I want to survive, let me go, let me go, let me go. No, you dead, honey, you dead, you're done. You're done. They also used a lot of Galleon, Clara plus X, and X was LD5, mostly dark, which was a pretty interesting one, but Clara on a 100% resist full water team does not land that much. So I was like, the typical team, this should probably work. And even if she would land something, I would highly doubt that she could kill anything, because all of these units are like 50k HP plus, so that's good luck killing something. With like really bad RNG, you might lose this one, but then you need like really bad RNG, I'd say. But in general, this was pretty safe. But that was an interesting team of them as well. Do for the finisher, pony attack, let's go, 16k. Oh, and the counter, the counter play. We're below 10 minutes already at the last fight. They started running the Clara again with Galleon and that kind of stuff. You could hit Clara first to not have max HP. That is an option. You could also hit the Galleon first so he doesn't S3 before the Savannah moves. But in this case, I hit the Galleon. The Galleon did not get pushed back. And there was a bit of an issue. Everything was stunned, everything was armor broken, but then you still see, like, even if everything is stunned and everything is armor broken, it still didn't do too much. Like, if he had like a few more procs, sure, he could have went for like more troublesome stuff, but in the end, the Jean plus also this whole team is 100% resist minus the Perna, so yeah. In general, this is just 9 out of 10 work. I also do expect the Clara and the Galleon to be 100 Eki, so that kind of nullifies the 100 resist. But still, it works pretty fine. It works pretty fine all the time. So that's it. That's 10 out of 10. And that was a pretty fast one, right? So yeah, 10 out of 10. That's pretty fast. And that doesn't happen too much for me. So this is like at the end of the fight, we were like 1k behind them pretty much. So as you can see here on the left side, we had 5 people with 10 out of 10. For defense wise, my defense didn't go that well, but they were really well prepared for it. I did get some defenses here and there with like my Gianna or some with like the twins and that kind of stuff, but in the end, my defenses didn't rock as hard as normally. If you might ask, why were you putting like 35 different scenarios, well actually 29, I just have a lot of frontline defenses. Pretty much like everything we run frontline, I can make one of. Almost. So therefore I have a lot of defense in the front line. They had a few losers here and there, but we also had like a few people that didn't go that well. But can happen. Everyone can have their off day. But in the end, it was really close. I think we needed about 5 to 10 more offense wins, and we would have won actually. And as you can see, this was really a gentleman. Like, we didn't even touch backlines pretty much. This was just gentlemen, just front on front, like keeping fighting. The other match with Squad Zero was, like the second Squad Zero was like backline all the time. This man, we barely touched backline. It was just like full front on. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. So yeah, that's it for the Siege. We're out of the tournament. Good luck to AF Legends. They gotta play Squad Zero, which is also an insane guild for offense. So that's it for the Siege video. We're out of the tournament. End of the season. Next season, are we gonna see some cocky defenses? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next.